Back in June, a puppy mill in West Tennessee was raided by police officers and they rescued over 600 dogs there. And this puppy mill was located inside a mobile home with over 600 dogs being bred there under horrible conditions. Many of them had never seen another human being before, and they were selling these dogs for very high dollars to other people that did not know that they were being held in these horrible conditions. And my mother actually went to this puppy mill to rescue some dogs, and she ended up taking 20 dogs home in her car, and we fostered 5 of them, and the rest of them went to other foster homes. But we ended up having 5 foster dogs for about 2 months until we got them all healthy and ready to be adopted into real homes, in good homes, so that they weren't stuck in that puppy mill anymore. So puppy mills and breeding dogs in general is just a very scary concept, because there are so many dogs in the world and we don't need to be making more of them and selling them for high prices. So there are over 3.3 million dogs still in shelters across the US today, instead of being adopted and going to great families. They are still in shelters because many people are still buying from breeders and puppy mills and all of that. So the problem with this is that breeders, there are way too many dogs in the world, right? And breeders are overbreeding these dogs and selling them for super high prices. And whenever you breed purebred dogs, a lot of them can have genetic mutations like blindness, heart disease, paralyzed, and just a lot of diseases that can go wrong that would make the dog not have a very happy life. And there's just way too many dogs in the world and in shelters for there to be breeders. And actually only 1 out of 10 dogs that are born will find a permanent home. So the rest of the dogs will either be put down or they will live out their whole lives in shelters, and they will not find a permanent home where they can be happy. And about 2.7 million dogs and cats combined are put down every year because the shelters are so full and they cannot accept any more dogs, because so many people are buying from breeders that they're not actually adopting dogs from puppy mills, or adopting dogs from shelters, I mean. So the solution to this ongoing issue of there being way too many dogs in the world that do not have great loving homes is to just adopt dogs from shelters or foster programs instead of buying them from breeders. Fostering dogs is really great. My family does that. We take care of dogs that can't be in shelters until they can find a forever home. We fix them up. We get them all of their vaccinations. We can get them neutered, and then we let them be adopted into great homes. So fostering is a great idea. Also, just adopting dogs. Go to your local animal shelter. You don't have to buy a $2,000 dog from a breeder to be happy. You can find your perfect dog at an animal shelter. So the result of adopting dogs is that the breeders won't have any business and will eventually stop breeding dogs because no one's going to be buying from them anymore. And I know that this won't stop breeders or puppy mills, but hopefully it can widen everyone's perspective into knowing how awful breeders' conditions can be and puppy mill conditions. Some of them are just horrible and the dogs are so unhappy, and then all the diseases that arise from breeding dogs also. And just dogs in shelters deserve to find loving homes too. Just because they're not purebred or a lot of money does not mean that they are not great dogs and would be great family pets. So what you can do now is spread the word. Tell your friends and family, if they're ever looking for a dog, to go check their local animal shelter first when searching for a dog, because that will help a lot in this. So please help us stop breeding dogs and find all of the shelter dogs a loving home. Thank you.